Órale. Solo choque los tres chingones boxing shots, all the chingones y chingonas. All right, man. So we're definitely gonna do our live on Friday, but since this is a big major fight, Holmes, I mean it's you know what, man? It is a big one, dog. Especially if you're talking about recent history. I'm trying to think what was the other bigger fight? And I'm not talking about, any Jake Paul stuff or Mike Tyson stuff. I'm talking about actual fight. Um, that was on this scale. It's been a minute. I think you can probably think of some other big fights, but I don't know if they're really on this scale. I'm talking about in recent history. I'm not talking about, going way back in the day or 3 decades ago or anything like that. But this one's I think this one's up there, man. I think this one's really up there. What's up, Shawana? OnlyFans in Nebraska. That's gotta be rough, especially in Nebraska. Let me make this a little brighter. Okay, there we go. Let me see, Joe Trucker. This Canelo Bud fight building up big time, brother. You know what I think really helped it? Mayweather Pac-Man. I think Mayweather Pac-Man maybe was bigger, probably. Um, yeah, that's been how many years already? Gosh, how many years ago was that already? That was I think 2012, 11. I don't even remember, man. But it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Hey, by the way, you out there in Nebraska and you're a Canelo fan, that's got to be rough, man. That has got to be rough. So nothing major here tonight. I just want to go ahead and drop the link. We never really do that. We never really drop the link and get your guys' thoughts. I mean, we see it on the chat and stuff. So I just thought, just for this big fight right here, I got my 3 TVs on, man. I'm watching the workouts, right, that they had here. Look, I'll show you guys, man. Show you about those, man. That I'm living life. See, I got my main TV. It's the Canelo Crawford workout. Then I got the Dodger game on. And then I got NFL Live. What's up, Rudy? My brother's name is Rudy, man. Call him Root Beer. Let me see. Cholo. Shouts to my people out in ELA. The great boxers to come out of there. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's I mean, it's known for fighters, man. When you talk about California, when you talk about the West Coast, when you talk about boxer, especially in boxing, right? Like MMA, you'll find a lot like in Northern California, but when it comes to boxing, a lot came from East LA. There's other places as well, but East LA became really notorious for that. Yeah, I seen Vargas Jr. work out. That kid not losing with his dad in his corner. Ha, ha, ha. Hey, man, like I said, if anybody wants to hit the link and jump on and talk about anything they want to talk about, now's the time to do it, man. Now's the time to do it. Pertaining to the Vargas Jr. fight, first of all, that fight should not be the co-main event. I don't mind that it's in the undercard. I don't mind that it's in the undercard, but it should not be the co-main event. The co-main event should really be Christian and Billy versus Lester Martinez. That should really be the co-main event. But it's Vargas. It's Vargas Jr., man. He got a little bit of a name there. I'm assuming that the Turk is the one that slated this. I'm not really sure, man. Does anybody know who's the one that lines up the card? Right? Obviously, the promoter makes the card, but is it Netflix? Is it the promoter? Who's the one that said? I mean, the Turk isn't even really a promoter in this, right? He's just kind of a guy that made his way into boxing just by having so many damn billions. But yeah, he's not even really actually a promoter, man. But who's the one that actually lines up where what lands? Who made that a co-main event? Was it any other promoters? Was it the Turk himself? Is it Netflix? Is it I don't know. I don't know who lines these up. But I think Christian and Billy and Lester Martinez, they should be the co-main event, man. Also, Sergey Boacek, he fights. Now, I'm not really sure. I keep looking at the card and the lineup and everything, and sometimes it shows them in the undercard, and then sometimes it shows them on the main event of the prelims. So I'm a little perplexed, man, on where that's gonna land. It should be in the undercard. I mean, Sergey Boacek, he's not super popular, but I think people are a little bit more interested in Sergey Boacek now than ever before. And he's going up against Brandon Adams, who gave him his first defeat quite a while back, right? And in my opinion, that's his only defeat. Yes, technically Virgil has a victory over him, but I honestly, man, I think Boacek beat Virgil. I do, man. So they had these workouts. I started watching coverage just today. I wasn't really watching too much coverage of like the Canelo Crawford buildup and stuff of that nature, man. But I started watching a lot of coverage today. I started getting really started getting pumped up. And I also got my fight coming up Saturday as well. So, that should be something. If you guys want to see that, it'll be streaming right here on this channel. It's not going to be good footage. If you guys want better footage, go to Chicano Tube. It won't be the same footage. The footage that you get here will be following me around personally. The coverage that you're going to get over there is the coverage of everything, the whole get together, the fights, all that stuff. Man. Hey, by the way, hey, what's up, Pete Town? Pete Town, hit the link, homie. Jump on, dog. That's what this is all about. People have asked, not many of you, but a few of you had asked, like, hey, man, how come, or why don't you guys, drop the link and so we could chop it up? Well, tonight's the night, man. Tonight's the night. By the way, does anybody know, because this is getting swept way under the rug, but Monster Inoue fights on Sunday. And to the best of my knowledge, they still don't know where they're going to air that fight. Does anybody know if anything came out on where we could watch that? Again, earlier today when I started watching the Canelo Crawford, the last I saw was that the Monster Inoue fight still has not landed a broadcast where they're going to be airing that fight. The fight is happening on Sunday. Nobody's really talking about it because you got Canelo Crawford. But to the best of my knowledge, as it stands right now, man, there's still we still don't know where to watch it. Let me see. Turkey said to don't waste your time, Vargas Jr. Don't waste your opportunity when they meet. Chocho guy heard about the don't like raza, low key. That the Turk doesn't? I don't know, man. I will say this though. I will say this. Just American fighters, dog. It's not looking good, man. That's like dudes aren't fighting. They're not being that active. They're not taking the biggest risk. They're not. It seems like when you want to talk making a fight, it almost seems like they're the most trouble to deal with. They're the most trouble to negotiate with. they're the most trouble, and it sucks, dog. It sucks. I've said it ever since I had the Total Boxing channel. I've been saying it like, dog, we're losing boxing, man. It used to be, yes, it was always a global sport, but it used to be, okay, it's a global sport, but everybody wants to come here. Everybody wants to come right here in the good old US of A, baby, to make your bones, right? Prove yourself in all the other places around the world, but at the end, the goal is to make it here. And that's not the case, and it hasn't been the case for a while now. Let me see. Turk told Vargas, don't waste your time when they meet. No, Monster fights on Sunday, though. Yeah, he fights on Sunday, but to the best of my knowledge, they still have not landed on any broadcast, at least not here for us. So as it stands right now, unless something changed in the last few hours, because I got really busy, I wasn't able to check up the latest updates. We still don't know where to watch that fight. They still haven't landed any deal of where you could watch the Monster Anyway fight this weekend. So, or Sunday, you know. But that, like I said, that fight's flying way under the radar. What's up, Demetrio? Demetrio, hit the link, homie. Anybody, go ahead, hit the link. Look, it's right there. It's right there. Hit the link. Voice your opinion. Oh, man, they're about to get him out. Oh, he missed him. They got him in a pickle. Now he's all right. He's safe at second. Okay. The heck, man, that was odd. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna give my toddler a quick bath. I can jump on in 15. All right. Pitbull Cruz. Dad Memo said he was hard to deal with. Then again, he favors runner style, low key. Don't make sense. Hey, by the way, man, looks like Pitbull Cruz is gonna be fighting Lamont Roach. The only thing is, I haven't seen they haven't came out with all the details yet. The Spencer, this is not a formal live. This is just kind of like, hey, let's just kick back and chop it up. This is not a formal live, Holmes. I'm just dropping the link. Anybody wants to come on, chop it up, that's cool. But this is not a formal live. Well, Friday we'll do our thing. But I like that fight. I like Pitbull Cruz versus Lamont Roach. The only thing is that the details aren't out. Nobody knows, at least not yet, when. I'm sorry, when. When that fight's gonna happen, but also what weight is that fight gonna happen? They have not announced that yet. Because Pitbull Cruz, he's actually at 140. He's small for that weight class. And Lamont Roach is at 135. Now, there were talks about Lamont Roach wanting to move up for whatever reason. I don't know, dog. Because to me, he's still a 130 guy. You know, he only went up to 135 just for Tank Davis. So I don't know what he's really planning on doing, man. Let me see. Sundays. What's up, Pete Town? Sundays is made for all these homes or what? Or are you talking about Sunday for Monster Anyway fight? It is on Sunday. It's just they have not landed a broadcast yet. Unless something changed in the last few hours. I haven't been on top of it. The last time I checked, I think was like at 1 o'clock. So unless they found a broadcast deal to air that fight, as it stands right now, yes, Monster Anyway is fighting this Sunday, but nobody knows where. Let me see. God, Chola Trucker, I wish they feed Pitbull to Shakur. Please, boxing. Yeah, no, it looks like it's going to be Lamont Roach, which is a good fight, man, which is a good fight. It's just, if it happens at 140, that's Lamont Roach going up 2 weight classes in 2 fights, man. He jumped up from 130 to 135 for Tank Davis. Unless Pitbull is coming back down to 135, I doubt it. I doubt it. Órale, Chicano 2. What's going on, Mikey? ESPN Plus. Okay, gracias, dog. Gracias, because I had not checked up on that for a minute. Okay, so you guys on Sunday, you guys could find the Monster Anyway fight. It's just it's not being talked about because you got Canelo Crawford. So ESPN Plus. Okay, that's good to know, man. Last I checked, they still had not found a broadcast, but I'm like, they're gonna find something. They're gonna find something. Anyway, is a he's a pretty big star, decent star. So, but yeah, all right. If it's on ESPN Plus, that's cool, dog. So be it, man. But what's your guys' thoughts, man, about this whole card? Is there anything that sticks out to you? What's going to be the best fight? Is Canelo Crawford even going to be a good fight? Let's talk about that, man. I mean, is it going to be a blockbuster hit? Is it going to be, nonstop action? Is it going to be a sleeper? I mean, it's hyped to be a big fight, and a big fight it is. But is it going to be a good fight? There's a difference. Pacquiao Mayweather was a big fight, but it wasn't a good fight. This is a big fight. Is it going to be a good fight? I had no clue Monster was fighting. Yeah, man. Monster was fighting on Sunday, and Pitbull versus Tank should have been his first tie, not Roach. I agree, man. I agree. That whole ordeal that happened in that Tank Roach fight, the taking the knee, the going to the corner, that whole ordeal was just way off, man. Way off. Like it was just way off, Holmes. The Bud hype is insane. Guy too small. Okay, is it too small? He almost looks a little bit bigger than Canelo. Okay, now the size may be there, right? So maybe he's not too small, but his experience, the size is too small, right? Because his experience is with smaller guys. He himself, actually, when I saw today, I'm like, damn, dog, he actually looks a little bit bigger than Canelo, right? And that's what people look at. Okay. But the experience that he has may be too small, right? Canelo has fought, dude, he fought Dmitry Bivol, he fought Sergey Kovalev, he fought freaking Rocky Fielding, who was a tall dude. He fought Callum Smith. These are some big dudes, man. So but his experiences with smaller guys, man. They're showing Christian Bildy. Looks like he's gonna get a little workout in. What's your guys' thoughts on Christian Bildy, man? He's 29-0 with 24 knockouts. Can he be one of the top guys at 168? I mean, in a way, I'll just say he kind of is. I mean, he's, I guess, somewhere in that conversation. All these guys need to start fighting each other, man. That's the thing, which is what we're gonna get, on Saturday, right? Because Lester Martinez, who just kind of came out of nowhere. I never heard anybody talk about Lester. I never heard anybody talk about Lester Martinez, right? Shout out to Pastor Zamora, who shot it to me, Lester Martinez. And I started looking into him a little bit. It's like, okay, you got this Guatemalteco guy. He's undefeated. I never really heard of him. And then I saw him fight. And then I was just kind of like, I don't know. He's mediocre. He's okay, I guess, But we're definitely gonna find out, man. Because I like Christian Bildy. Christian did have a fight that was a little bit of a snoozer. I forgot what fight it was, where I was just kind of like, gosh, man. But outside of that, I'm pretty big to a certain degree when it comes to Christian and Bildy. Canelo built like a brick. Crawford, a pencil neck, just skinny, strong. Strong is all, nothing special. Mid card fighter in the 90s. Beach trucker weight bully his whole career. Big Mac said himself. I do okay. Big Mac did say that. He did say that in that interview when he was at the barbershop. He did say that. He did say that. I mean, if you can make the weight, you can make the weight, you know. Let me see. Lester, a Timo Canelo. Ah, man, dog. Let's see. Hey, man, why does everybody keep on ragging on Timu, dog? I get a couple of things from Timu, man. They have some all right stuff right there. I mean, there's certain things I wouldn't get from their Hans, but I mean, that's it's. Let me see. Actually, he's not going up in weight. He walks around at 180. So he's actually has to come down a little bit. Well, see, that's the thing. Okay, so you're right. Okay, so actually, I think for this training camp, he went all the way up to 190 so he can lose weight to come down, which I think is smart, right? I think it's smart. I mean, I don't look to me personally, dog. I don't like all this. Oh man, cut weight and cut weight. To me personally, dog, I would find a way to change all that. I get it. It takes away from the night before to promote the fight and all that. But I just, dudes, you know, walking around at 180 and fighting at 147. Like, what are you doing? You walk around at 170, but you fight at 130. Like, what are you doing, man? Nah, Charlie, dog, to me personally, and I know this isn't the way it is, but to me, dog, when a fight is announced, you should have to step on a scale and say, like, okay, you can only, get down to this weight class. So let me see. But lacks experience in that weight class. And that's the thing, dog. That's the thing. Oh, let me see. I think Mikey's on here. What's up, Mikey?
Hey, buenas tardes. How are you, carnal?
Sitting there looking like a boss, man.
¿Quién es este güey? Calmado, carnal, man.
What's going on, big dog? What's your thoughts about this fight on Saturday?
Look, first, before I talk about the Canelo fight, a lot of people are overlooking the Vargas Jr. fight versus that Irish guy. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. I think a lot of people are looking past Vargas Jr. and looking at that guy's Walsh because of his experience. But let me tell you, the Vargas dynasty, the real fighters, okay? They're not just living on the shadows of their dad. So I think Vargas Jr., it's his time to shine. That's going to be co-main event. And then now on the Alvarez fight, remember, Bud Crawford doesn't have to cut weight. If he doesn't have to cut weight, that means he has more energy. That means he can train even harder. That means he's happier walking around at his walking fighting weight. So when people are saying he's a smaller guy, I don't know too much about that because when you don't have to cut weight, you let the cannons go, carnales. It's going to be very interesting if he can start absorbing his shots and then say, is this all you got? And he steps on the gas. I'm not downplaying Alvarez because Alvarez is just, he's Alvarez. He's a special specimen. So if I had to pick, oh man, it's gonna be so interesting because none of these guys have ever been sat down.
Okay. All right. First, I want to touch on the whole Vargas thing, man. So Vargas,
See,
he picked up boxing, man, when he was like 18 years old. And I think it kind of shows. This other guy, this Irish dude, I don't know too much about him, but yeah, this guy has amateur experience, and this could be a tough fight. It's definitely, like you said, it's time for Vargas time to shine. There's the biggest stage he's been on. I just, man, I just think that I just
you
don't
got
think he's
Walsh.
experienced enough. I'm gonna pick Walsh on this one, man.
Cabrón.
I am.
You're going against the raza.
Okay. Here's what I will say, though, Mikey. Here's what I will say. If it goes the distance, which I believe it will, I believe it will go the distance. They might rob Walsh, man. They might rob him.
Chingado.
there's when it comes to the Vargas dynasty, the one who I think is a carry that dynasty is the youngest Chavalillo, Emiliano. That kid
Mm,
is something special. That
mm,
kid is really good. The other two Vargas kids, man.
mm.
I mean, it's good that they're out there, they're doing their dang thing, but once that competition really gets up here, I just don't see them doing it. Emiliano, that kid, I think that kid can be the next big deal, man. I think so I'm gonna go Walsh on that one. Um, you said something about the Crawford and Canelo thing. Yeah, Canelo doesn't have to. I'm sorry, Crawford. You're right, man. If he walks around, say 180 ish,
180.
yeah, you're right, man. He doesn't have to cut weight and go all the way
Mm-mm,
down there. He even said in his last fight, he had trouble making 154. So yeah, this could
mm-mm.
be, home cooking for him, man, where he's all like, man, I feel good. I feel great. He doesn't necessarily need to come in at 168, come in at 165, 166. So yeah, I don't think he could stand there and take Canelo's punches, though. That I don't think. I think he's gonna have to move around a little bit, exchange, yes, but I don't think he can just stand there and go toe to toe with Canelo like that. He's gonna have to move around the ring a little bit.
Now, what if he does do that though? Would he shock the world?
If he stands in front of Canelo and let's just throw him,
Takes the power, and starts walking him down. Some crazy angles, shots landing. I don't
I
know.
mean, yeah, no, I would be completely. You know what? I think people will be so surprised
Mm,
that instead of giving Crawford credit, they'd
mm,
probably say that Canelo lost his power. I think that's what people would be thinking. Me, myself, personally, I would give Crawford all the credit. I would say, like, nah, I'll give him all the credit. But I think it'd be so shocking that people would just say, like, no, you know what it is? Canelo lost his power. Because people are already saying Canelo's on a decline, which it's
mm.
yeah, I guess so. It's possible, right? But I think that's what most people will say is that Canelo is losing his power, which I don't think so, man. I think Canelo, if he gets you, he gets you. He's still strong, man. He's like a little tank, and his neck is like a tree trunk, man.
We got Vargas Jr. almost 30 years old, and there's a timeline, right? There's a peak period in boxing, but I don't think 29 years old is old.
No,
I
no, no, no.
Yeah, I started boxing, amateur boxing at 30.
Mhm,
Okay, I went in there, and they had in the amateur, they had the elite division 16 to 35.
mhm,
And so I didn't know it, but I started fighting 21-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and I didn't win them all. I got sat on my ass at least 3 or 4 times, and I had to go for it. I ran it back 2 of them. One of the
mhm.
guys went to go win Golden Gloves. So I'm good. Go ahead, and it's your time to shine, my boy. This guy named Malachi out of Stockton. And so I started in my 30s, and I still felt strong, carnal.
Yeah.
31, 32, 35. I still felt strong. So he's a late bloomer, but there's been other fighters that have been late bloomers that have silenced the doubters. So this is Vargas Jr.'s time, because I know you said El General. It looks like all the energy and focus is on the youngster being the future, being the one to carry the torch. But that's kind of disrespectful to say that, carnal, when there's three brothers and you're pointing one out of the three. And then imagine, I mean, I know there's a
Mhm,
bond between them. I know they don't feel, I feel it. I feel like they don't feel jealousy. I feel
mhm.
like they don't feel envy toward each other. I feel like this is a tight knit, united family, which all families should be like that. But they're over it. Why are people overlooking the oldest son? I don't know why. I got Vargas Jr. to win, but I'm torn in half on the main event because I've never seen, but just like I never seen Benavidez sit down, get sat. I've never seen Bud get sat. Commentators have to analyze things, carnal. Look at the weight, look at this, look at that. We have to talk about something. It's called content. I get it. But has anyone ever seen Bud Crawford sat down flat?
Oh, well, okay, knocked out. No, has he been down to the canvas? Yeah, he's been down to the canvas. He's been knocked
Dropped.
down. He got back up and won. Benavidez, same thing. He got dropped, but he got back up and won. But as far as you know, getting knocked out and they didn't get back up, no, that's why they're undefeated. But going back to the Vargas thing, Mikey, look, I'm with you. I seen their interviews, the all three of them together. They do seem like a tight knit bunch,
Yeah, tight.
and that's great, man. That's beautiful right there. But brother, I gotta call it out, man. I gotta call it out. I see one special when it comes to boxing. I'm not talking about them as a
Mm,
person, because
mm,
they all seem like great guys.
mm,
But when it comes to inside the ring, I only see one guy that's really special, man. And he started boxing when he was 10, where you're right, Mikey. Okay. So 29, 30, a man's prime, depending on who you listen to, but it's usually somewhere between like 28 to 32, 33 years old,
yeah.
somewhere around there where you feel the strongest and all that.
Mm,
Um, but when you look at the skills, speed,
mm,
the ring generalship, the footwork, I see it in Emiliano. I
mm,
don't really see it as much in
mm,
Vargas
mm,
Jr. I don't think he can keep up with once
mm.
the competition steps up. More this fight is a step up. So if he wins, I give him credit. I'll give him all the credit.
I like what
But
the
when I
dad
see him,
said, Carnal. I like what excuse me. I like what the dad said. He said, look, he said he's giving, he wanted Junior to have enough fights and enough experience because now in boxing, they like to microwave the fighters and fast forward them up to a title fight when it's not their time. You know, these mismatches have been very, very evident. It reminds me of the fight with the youngster from Stockton, Gabriel, when he went up against El Venado. And
yep.
El Venado put so much hands on the guy. I didn't know why they didn't stop that fight. And then there was a controversy of why fathers shouldn't corner their own sons. You can be out of time. I hope they don't do that with Emiliano because there's something called the hype train when you've got the name, when you've got the total package, the star power, the looks, the body, etc. They call that the hype train, and these hype trains end up getting derailed because they're speeding them up, carnal, ahead of time. Okay, I know. Who did Emiliano face off with? Was it a month or two ago? Did he face off with Teofimo? I think he faced off with Teofimo after his fight. I can't remember if it was Teofimo, Navarrete, someone, and I was like, don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it
right.
because Teofimo will retire or at least sit him down for a while, for a year
Mm,
after getting his ass kicked really hard. Excuse my language. Don't do it. Um, what I mean, people didn't get used to get title fights back in the day until they had 40 or 50 fights. Now we got people with 20 fights and they want to rush into title fights. We got to slow it down, but I see the potential on what you're talking about, the footwork. Not just that, he's not just a technical fighter, he's got power. He sat people
mm,
down,
mm.
and that's exciting for the future of the family. So yeah, the torchbearer, if I had to pick one, I absolutely would pick this one, but it's not his time right now. Right now we got to talk about Vargas Jr. on the exclamation mark he needs to put on his career Saturday night.
And let's see if he does it, man. Because if he does, it would definitely catapult him to bigger fights, which I don't think he's ready for. But
Mm.
you gotta look. I think a lot of this.
What division is that?
What's that?
What division is he?
He's at 168.
Vargas Jr.?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Vargas
shoot, I
Jr.
thought he
Yeah.
was a welter.
No. He's a big dude, man.
He's a 68er?
He's a 160. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody in the chat, man, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah,
Sure
no,
he's not a super middleweight or middleweight in 50s?
he's up there. Emiliano's fighting at 140. The other one, I don't know Oh, 154. Oh, 154. Gordo Gordito. 154. Okay, 154.
Yeah, he's a
He fights at
middleweight.
154. Okay, so Emiliano fights at 140. I don't know where the middle brother Armando where he fights at, and he doesn't really fight too much either. But look, this is his time to shine. If he wins, great. I'll be happy for him. I still don't. You're right, Gordo Gordita. Yeah. Now I do remember because 154 has a lot of killers, and Vargas is not ready for any of those guys. Man.
Amado. He said Armando. Amado is the wild child, man. He's the one. He's the one that just he swings wild. He swings the land. He swings the end the fight and send you to the hospital pretty quick. I guess he's just born into it. I don't want to just rule him out and say he's not going to do anything with it, but I really just like the way that they're united. But right now, we should be focusing on Vargas Jr. And I believe the dad, just like any father, is proud equally of all his 3 children. And right now, it's just Vargas Jr.'s time to shine. Do you know about those comments that they were talking about Dana White? Did Dana White make some comments like dismissing Vargas Jr.? Because I've seen a lot of people that follow Vargas Jr. saying Dana White's gonna eat his words. I didn't see what Dana White said. Did you?
No, I don't, man. There's definitely been friction with Dana White being involved and helping promote this card, man. A lot of people have taken up against Dana White, like, hey man, this isn't your world. So I'm sure, and Dana White, he's a spoken guy. He speaks his mind and everything. So I'm sure he's rubbing people the wrong way. So I don't know what that whole story is about. That's I heard the last friction I heard was something that Dana White got into it with Mauricio Suleiman from the WBC, saying that he can't get in the ring afterwards. And Mauricio's all like, hey, I'm getting in the ring afterwards, man. Like what the so it's really rubbing people the wrong way. Hey, going to the Canelo Crawford fight, somebody put it right here. Shavano Rain said, what about Canelo? People act like he's been slept before. Like, yeah, I mean, I think people, they discount Canelo, man. It's like, oh man, he didn't look good in his last fight. Well, neither did Crawford. Oh man, Crawford, he hasn't lost. Well, Canelo has, but look at the losses he's had. He moved up to 175 for that fight, which he's already small for 168. He lost against Mayweather with the weight, So, I mean, I don't see. I was listening to Max Kellerman. And he said everything when it comes to IQ, boxing skills, speed, everything he favors for Terence Crawford. And I'm not so sure about that, man. I'm not so sure about that. I'm like, well, wait, why to Terence Crawford, man? Because Canelo has great ring IQ. He has really good defense. He probably doesn't have the slick defense, but he's got the defense, man, where you throw a bunch of punches and you never really landed anything clean. So, I mean, what about Canelo's skills in all this?
He's definitely a puncher. I will say that he's gotten a whole lot better since Floyd took him to school. If we just want to be honest, I mean, Floyd took him to school. It was a master class, and Floyd was like 40 years old when he did that. I don't know if people were saying that they was too fast, that he took the fight too fast, but everyone wanted that fight. I think it was in 2013. I remember I even bought a t-shirt for that fight. I was so pumped up for that fight. I bought the pinchy $70 t-shirt. That's how pumped up I was for that fight. But then he got taken to school, right? But we know how slick Floyd is. A lot of people argue that he's the GOAT based on how many champions he's beat, how fast he's beat them in the least amount of time, having a zero and all this other stuff. People can argue that all day long. He's a puncher, but you're right. He's not slick. Bud is slick. That means Bud has angles. Bud has feet. Bud can bang or Bud can box. So who has more weapons? I think Bud has more weapons than Alvarez. But again, Los Mexicanos, they don't want to hear it. They're going to cover their ears. And I got earwax and Viva Mexico. I get that, cabrones. I get Viva Mexico. But who has more tools in their arsenal is Bud Crawford. Let's keep that a buck. Or no, am I wrong?
Man, okay.
I'm not saying he's one-dimensional or one-trick pony. I'm saying he's a puncher. He's going to pick his punches, and he places them very, very accurately. But who's got more tools? Bud.
Okay. Maybe. Okay,
No,
maybe
no,
you're right.
no,
yeah. Look, maybe I'm not gonna completely disagree with you on that one. Maybe Bud has more tools because it doesn't mean like you said, doesn't mean that Canelo is one dimensional, right? It means Canelo has tools, but maybe Bud has just a few more tools. So I get what you're saying.
A couple extra wrenches, a couple extra screwdrivers. That's it. But Canelo he can punch, he can land, he can set up. He has head moving, even though a lot of people just say he does kind of stay planted a lot, but that's just his style. It's been working for him, so don't try to reinvent the wheel.
Well, yeah, I mean that's probably that could be it too, Mikey. I mean he doesn't have to change up his style. What he's been doing has worked, and like I said, I think Bud, his style is maybe a little bit more eye-catching and more flashy and catches the attention. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not really sure if I can agree with that, man. I think Canelo does have a lot of tools, maybe as much as Crawford, maybe more. I just think that Crawford's tools are a little bit more eye-catching.
Orale, Pomona Soul Sound says wrong. Okay. You highlighted it now. Okay, now I'll get out of the chat so I can see what am I wrong with? Because we're just talking about tools in the bag. That's it. If it's an extra wrench, he's got 9 wrenches and Canelo got 8. I'm not saying the scale is pass and completely tipping over the triple beam. I'm not saying the triple beam is tipping over with one more wrench than Canelo, but we're basing, are we basing this on technical boxing? Are we basing this thing on our feelings? We're Mexican and we always got to go with los Mexicanos. He's just got one, maybe 2 more tools in his bag. But again, what the pundits are weighing on right now is, can Bud take the power when the power lands, right? Or is he going to fall like Kirkland? Is he going to fall like Khan? Is he going to fall like the rest of the cabrones? Look, Alvarez has been heavily criticized for taking all of the mandatories. But a lot of people, devil's advocate, in return say the mandatories deserve the shot because they're the mandatories. They wiped out the division and they got there, and he gets heavily criticized from a lot of his own countrymen. So I'm not going in on Alvarez as bad as even some of the own countrymen coming out of Mexico that say dodging, cherry picking. I'm not going that. I am a Canelo fan. On this one, I'm just saying I don't know who to pick. I don't know, because if he starts feeling his power and feels the shots, feels the power left hook, and he says, is that all you got? We never really seen anybody put their hands on Alvarez. I mean, go forward and just land shots at will and land furiously. Have you ever seen that? No, mostly people try to feel him out, and their mistake with trying to feel him out is that too little, too late, you get knocked out. Maybe Bud Crawford should study that and be like, you know what? It's time for the storm to come. I need to come in, lay the storm on him early. I don't know what his game plan is, but that would be mine.
Hey, Demetrio, jump on, man. There's enough room for anybody, man.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll all right, I'll say this, Mikey. I can guarantee you that Bud won't be able to take his power. Not okay.
Stop.
Hang on. Oh, let me explain this. Let me explain it.
You have some explaining to do. Go.
Yeah. What I mean by that, because I've heard you say this a few times already tonight, man. You said if Bud takes his shot and says, "Is that all you got?" I guarantee you that won't happen. I guarantee you. If he takes a Canelo shot, he's not gonna say, "Is that all you got?" Nah, Charlie, man. He's gonna be like, "Oh, this sucker hurts, man. I gotta watch out right here." Canelo has been in there with big dudes, man, with big dudes. I don't look. We have not. I think the wild card here is that we haven't seen this Crawford. We haven't seen Crawford at this weight class, you know. So, I mean, you brought up a good point, right? It's like, well, wait a second. Why does this hurt Crawford? What if he was cutting so much weight to make those weight classes, right? What if this actually helps Crawford? I think that's the wild card here, man. It's like, yeah, we've never seen him here. You know, we've seen Canelo here time and time again, but we've never seen Crawford here, man. Maybe he's much better. Maybe he feels a lot healthier, that he doesn't have to cut that weight. Maybe he feels more full, more powerful, more strong.
Who has more title fights? And do you know that?
No, that's a good question. I know Crawford, I think he's united more divisions. Maybe Crawford does.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm not really sure. If anybody knows that, let us know. Canelo by far has more fights.
Someone could drop that in the comment section. I see Mile High Hustle. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you, Mile High Hustle. You know, we were trash talking earlier, carnal. I can't wait. Saturday is going down. You know what I mean? That's why I should have been. That's why I should have been a fighter instead of a promoter, because I could sell a fight, carnal. I could sell a fight. But look, the reason I say who's got more title fights is because who's been in the spotlight more? Who is the pressure on? In your opinion, in my opinion, the pressure is on Bud Crawford, because of all of the variables, the weight variable, the can he take the power variable, that he's fighting an Alvarez. People say he's on a downhill slope. That power is not on a downhill slope. You're going to feel that power. That power hasn't gone nowhere. You know, I said this on my live earlier, working out today, carnal. I got half of my legs and I got half of my speed. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm 44, but I still have all of my power. I'm not saying I'm sending people to the hospital. Actually, no. I mean, in some 20-something amateur fights, no KOs. I'm mostly like a volume puncher, like the Diaz brothers, you know. But I think the pressure is on Bud Crawford. That still doesn't negate the fact that I think Bud Crawford still has more tools.
Okay, let's get Demetrio in here. Let's see. Who is the pressure on, Demetrio? Is it on Bud or is it on Canelo?
Hey, Demetrio, what's up, my brother?
What's going on, fellas?
Homie? Oh, we got you.
Yeah, who's the pressure on? Absolutely.
Yeah, we got you. Who's the pressure on, homie?
Honestly, man, look, let me just premise this by saying I'm not a Canelo fan. I mean, I'm a Canelo casual fan, but I'm a casual Bud fan too. But I'm more of a hardcore boxing fan in general. I think the pressure's on Canelo, man. I think Canelo needs to win.
Yeah.
Because
I would say the pressure is big time on Canelo, man.
I mean, aside from the factors you guys just mentioned, you know, the championship fights, the record, the opponents, just the tool bag. I think if Canelo loses, there's it's gonna be like I mean, I hate to go sway this way, but if Canelo loses this fight, you know, Bud wins this fight, it's gonna look bad for the face of boxing. You know what I mean? He is essentially the face of boxing. But like I said, I premise this by saying I'm not a diehard fan of either guy, but I do, Chicano too, but I agree that he has more tools. I do think Bud has more tools, but I think Canelo's tools are just right there too. But the size difference might be what sways him above Crawford. Look at the Bud's last 10 fights. Everyone he's fought is smaller than him. Look at, they weigh in at 135, 140, 147, but Bud's always bigger in those fights. This is the first fight where Bud's gonna be like right there with somebody, and this is, and ironically though, Canelo doesn't do that well with guys his size. He struggled with John Ryder. Remember that? That's gonna be weird.
So Canelo only has 4 more title fights. That's right, Mile High Hustle. I see you, hermano.
Shout out to Pete Town, man. Okay, so Canelo has 27 title fights. Crawford has 23, according to
It's
to our boy
close.
from Soul Sounds, man. All right, let's get the heavyweight champ up in here, man. Mile High, Conrad, dog.
Yes, sir.
Who's the pressure on and why?
Ooh. It's on both of them, brother. It's on both of them. I think
Mm.
Bud talked himself into this fight, talked his way into this fight. Canelo, man, I'm not a big Canelo fan. When he got caught with the Mexican meat and all that bullshit, dude, I stopped really fucking with him. I really like started, and when he started like picking his Bud, I've always been a big fan of Bud. Bud reminds me of an old not Money Mayweather, but
Pretty
of
boy.
Pretty boy
Pretty Boy
Floyd.
Floyd. He reminds me of Pretty Boy Floyd because I don't know. I see a meanness in him, bro. He likes to beat dudes up, bro. He's one of those dudes. He gets off on that. I've seen that from when he was very young. Earl Spence, bro. Everyone said Earl was too big for him, bro. Look, he destroyed Earl, and every Earl Spence fan in the world said, "Oh, he's too small. Ain't no way Earl breaks dudes down." And I liked Earl. Don't even get me wrong. I watched Earl and I said, I see Earl. He's good. He's good at everything. When I look at Bud, I see greatness, bro. And just did he bite off more than he can chew? And this is a big guy saying this, so I don't gain no point saying this, brother. The smaller guy is always harder to. The smaller guys, bro. That the more skill is at the smaller weight, bro. And I'm being honest with you, like someone was telling me like last night, or a couple nights ago, I was on a live and someone asked me like, Mikey gonna get you, and I said I'll walk him down. And he knew I'm taking Bud. He goes, well, what do you mean? I go, I don't believe he can hurt me. And he goes, well, how is Bud gonna hurt Canelo? And I said, yeah, I see what you're doing there. I get it. I go, but then again, these are two top of the line fighters, bro. When at the very upper echelons of their career. So I think it's gonna be a great fight, man. I got Bud. I don't know how he's gonna do it. I don't believe Canelo ain't knocked nobody out since Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? And I don't believe if he couldn't knock out Charlo, he damn sure ain't knocking out Bud. I think Bud's 10 times the fighter as Charlo was. I think Charlo, if he wouldn't have dropped all those bouts and went for that Canelo fight, I think we would have seen Bud fight him for the undisputed. I think that's why it was so important for Canelo to get the skull bout. That was part of the deal. Like, you get the skull bout and this is on. So this is part of him wanting to be undisputed again, 3-time undisputed champion. It's going to be a great fight, man. I'm interested in it. You know what I mean? I want to see it.
Yeah, man. Okay. As people were talking about tools, since Chicano 2 brought it up, like Crawford has more tools. Maybe he does, but is it more tools or better tools that one needs, right? It's like Canelo has some very, very sharp tools, man. I don't know why, but everybody keeps on bringing up stoppages when it comes to this fight, right? I don't know what are the chances that we see a knockout. Knockdown, I can see that in my opinion, the only one that will get knocked down is Crawford. I do not see Crawford knocking down Canelo. He's never been knocked down. Never been knocked down. But there is something that Bradley said. Now, before anybody on the chat gets all crazy, like, oh, why you over there listening to Bradley, man? About those on one. Yeah, I kind of get that. But at the same time, if Crawford gets the right angle, right, he's a little bit faster than Canelo. If he gets him on the right angle, hits him on the right button, maybe Canelo was a little bit in the wrong position. His feet weren't together. Maybe, but I don't see that's a 4-leaf clover to me, man. So I don't see that happening. Let's get Chicano 2 back on here. So I don't see that happening, nor do I see Crawford even really hurting Canelo. Maybe he bothers him, but I don't see him hurting him. He might bother him a little bit, frustrate him a little bit, but I don't see him hurting him. So it's going to be a long night for Crawford. I'm not saying Crawford doesn't stand a chance. I think he stands a pretty good chance, but nah, man, it's Canelo, dog. Everybody keeps on bringing up Canelo's last fight and he hasn't knocked anybody down. Okay, but I mean, what has Crawford done, man? Crawford hasn't fought in 13 months. And in that last fight, he didn't look good at all. Some people think he actually lost that fight.
Well, I'm going to say something and it might get people upset, but what Crawford hasn't done is tested positive. Now, I heard you on Los Tres Chingones the other day with David and Mikey Carnal, and they were like, you're gonna spar with heavier dudes. And at the end of the live, you said, yeah, I'm gonna go down to Mexico and eat some meat. That was one of the funniest comments I heard, because when Canelo Alvarez tested positive, carnal, they memed the hell out of him. There was this one meme where he was just power lifting a bunch of weights, sauce, and he was lifting it up, and it said, man, I need that enchilada meat. Now, was that proven to be a false positive, or did he just accept it and eat it?
No, he tested positive for computerol. He tested positive.
My
for
thing is,
that was his excuse.
Close that back door.
At least from my understanding, Dimitri, unless you heard anything different, Holmes, the excuse
Yeah,
was
I heard
Ring
IQ talked about it. He said that he tested positive, that's for sure.
Mhm.
But the levels he tested for today, if anyone else tests positive for what he tested for, doesn't count. It's accepted. It's okay. So he did test positive. That he gave the hair sample. He checked out. So technically, it was wrong at the time. But if he were to test positive today, it wouldn't be a problem with that result. The amount.
So basically, you got caught with weed years ago when it was illegal. You get caught with weed now, it's not really illegal. So I mean, he still did something wrong at that time. Whether he knew it, whether he didn't know it, at that time he was still wrong for it. Yeah.
You know, Chicano, too. One thing
problem with that narrative.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The problem with the narrative of him eating tainted Mexican meat, bro. Here's the problem. Both of his trainers, before they became boxing trainers, these were butchers, bro. They were butchers. That's what they did for a living. So how do you have trainers who are butchers? That's what they was in their living, and you was eating the faulty Mexican meat, homie. And you're a millionaire, brother. You ain't just buying your meat at the regular Cansanilla, homie. They're getting that shit getting delivered to you. That's some bullshit. Clenbuterol isn't even a steroid. Clen is used for weight loss and to lose weight rapidly. So that's what he used it. I know this because I used to be a bodybuilder, bro. So I'm like, I know what all those drugs do. I know what they're in your system for. You can't call that. I mean, that's bullshit, dude. To me, it's bullshit. It's like,
What are you saying, Demetrio?
Hey,
I wanna ask you
wait.
guys-
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Real quick to Conrad. Eminem is a millionaire, but he loves eating at Taco Bell, dog. He does, man. I'm just joking around. That's actually true. It's actually true.
I believe you, brother. Yeah, you're right, though. Yeah,
I'm just jerking your chain, Holmes. I'm just jerking your chain. But it's true. It's true. He really loves Taco Bell. Eminem really does love Taco Bell, dog. So, but no,
Sometimes I'll eat that nasty shit too. One question for you guys. So, you know, we talk about the tool bag, and like Cholos Workers say, which tools are better, right? One thing Canelo definitely has, he's a sharp counter puncher. And I think I'm sure you guys have seen it, you know, Bud got stunned by Yuriorkis Gamboa, the guy I always talk about. He got buzzed by him hard. He also got buzzed by the machine. What was his name? Mean Machine. Mean Machine dropped him, and we all know it. Okay, he got buzzed a couple times by Madrimov for sure. You know, he got buzzed by Postol. If he can get buzzed by those four guys that were smaller than him, size wise, and even power, you know, boxing wise, everything wise, they were not as good as him. What's gonna happen when Canelo lands? That's what I'm asking that. Like when Canelo just lands his short right or his monster left hook, it's gonna land because Bud gets landed on. We all know that.
Well, it's easy to look in hindsight and be like, well, you know, this happened in these fights in the past, because we could also mention Alvarez, and he got schooled by Floyd Mayweather and all that. But now he's peaked. All those lessons have been learned. We could say the same thing about Bud Crawford. Okay, he got dropped. Okay, lessons learned. But here we go. You know what I mean? You got the top 3 pound for pound fighters on Saturday night. I think this might break some pay-per-view records also as well. I can't wait. I'm excited. It's going to be on Netflix, so you can watch it from your smartphone. Don't forget that.
You know what? I'm gonna play. I agree with you, Demetrio, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate just for argument's sake. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. What if it was he got touched and dropped or you know, bothered by Victor Postol or Yuriorkis Gamboa because he had to weaken himself to make the weight? Yeah. What if that was the issue? What if the issue is like, you know what? It wasn't those guys were that hard of punchers. It's just that Crawford wasn't at his full strength because he cut so much weight to make those weights.
Well, to answer that, now that he's gonna fight someone that can actually hit pretty hard at a new weight he's never actually fought at, you know, I was, it's easy to say that too back to me, but I'm just curious. Like, I just want to see how you react. If he can take that power, and Bud can do the perfect fight, which he can do that. Who knows what's gonna happen, you know? But again, my pick ultimately is gonna be Canelo late stoppage, just because I've seen the last 10 fights. I just think that's what's gonna happen, but I've been wrong before, so we'll see.
Hey, comrade, does Crawford get stopped?
No, no. Whoever wins is going to win by probably a split or unanimous. I think split decision.
Mm.
Like I said, I haven't seen a boxer like Bud for a long time, bro. The only one I can really compare to him is he's in that class. I don't think he wouldn't say he's Floyd Mayweather that, but I think he's right there, bro. I think he's that great of a fighter, and I think he has the ability to make people look really bad. When he fights southpaw, people don't understand. He takes away your jab. These are two counterpunchers, two of the best counterpunchers in the game, bro. So usually when counterpuncher faces counterpuncher, it's a pretty boring fight. It's gonna be a chess match. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, the answers are: is he gonna hold up to his power? Is Bud gonna show out and really come out like he did in the Spence fight? You know what I mean? I didn't expect him to stop Spence in that fashion, but he did. I knew he was gonna beat Spence. I didn't think he was gonna stop him like that. He beat the dog shit out of him. He made Spence. I knew, bro, no matter what, I told every Spence fan, I said, if he beats him, bro, you ain't never going to give him his credit because you're going to say Spence had a Ferrari roll on his head 4 times. Okay, well, I'm sorry. He didn't want to fight him back in the day, bro. There's reasons why, everyone says, well,
Yeah.
you ain't fought anybody. Yeah, because all that other side of the street bullshit and all that stuff when he was top rank and they were with Al Heyman, nobody wanted to fight him. Danny Garcia didn't want to fight. He beat Danny Garcia when they were in the amateurs. He beat Danny. He beat Mikey. He beat all those guys. He beat all those guys in the amateurs. None of them wanted to fight him in the pros. And Majimov is a way better fighter than people give credit to. Man, Majimov has a long list of amateur fights. Man, I think he's got over 200 amateur fights. That's a killer, bro. And I was really surprised what Ortiz did with him. I was kudos to Ortiz, man. Ortiz handled him. I was like, but again, you got two guys coming off of very lackluster fights. Both of them look shitty in their last two showings. Um, we're gonna see. I think Crawford was just doing enough to get the win, bro. He didn't want to put himself in harm's way. He knew the big money was on the line, and we see that happen all the time, man. We seen when De La Hoya blew up all fat against what was that guy Felix? What was his name?
Against Trinidad?
Before
I
he
mean,
fought,
he blew
before
up
he
against
fought
Bernard
Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Yeah, before he fought Hopkins, remember he fought that fight at middleweight, bro, and he looked horrible, bro. And dude beat him. I thought dude beat him, and they gave De La Hoya the win, and then look, he went and got stopped by Bernard.
Yeah, you're right. Because Bernard was there at that fight, watching that fight. You're right. I forgot who that guy was, but you're right. Hey, let's enter
Felix Stern was his name.
Felix Stern. Yes. And that was to prepare Canelo De La Hoya for Bernard Hopkins. And in reality, they gave it to De La Hoya, but in reality, Felix Stern beat him. Hey, okay. Bottom line, is the chin gonna hold up for Crawford? Yes or no? Okay. Here's the way I want to ask that question. Shout out to my boy Pete Town, man. And I'll start with you, Mikey, because people keep saying like, hey, can he take his power? Okay. Let's define, what does that even mean? Does that necessarily mean that he's going to get knocked out? What does take his power? Can he take it on the chin? Can he take it? What does that even mean? Does it just mean knockout? Does it mean it changes his game plan? Does it mean he needs to start running around a little bit more? What does that even mean?
What it means is the hardest punches are the ones that you don't see coming. We got Kirkland, we got Khan. Can he take those kind of punches? Now, again, people might say the opposite, but I think Bud Crawford has a higher ring IQ. I don't think he's gonna get caught sleeping like that. I don't think it's feint, and bam, good night. But those are the punches. That's what they're saying. Can he take one of those? No, I think he's gonna have his hands up. I think he's gonna. They're studying tape. They're studying tape as part of training camp. He's been studying tape on Alvarez. He's seen all the new setups. I mean, is he going to come with anything new? He's not switching trainers. He's not switching camps. Usually it takes to switch a camp and switch a trainer to add more tools to the bag. Or am I wrong? I mean, you could stay in the same camp and with the same coach and trainer and get new tricks. I'm not ruling that out, but that's what he means. Can he take those? The ones that he sees coming, I think he can take those. The ones that he didn't see coming, could be good night.
Okay. Demetrio,
We
I mean,
got
people,
And
within
who
the
has a
ring,
real
right?
quick?
But-
And who has a better chin? I know you didn't ask that question. Who has a better chin? I would give the better chin to Alvarez. Go ahead.
I think
Yeah, for
hands
sure.
down is Alvarez, dog. I'll go
Yeah.
with Demetrio next because
With
people
the
keep
power-
on asking that. People
With
keep
that power
asking,
question, I would
yeah,
say
can he take that power? What does that even mean? Does that necessarily just mean a knockout?
I would say what you mentioned earlier, the game plan. Because if Canelo's probably going to go to his body. I'm pretty sure Bud can take those body shots and he'll be fine. But is he going to be able to take him over those 10 rounds, 12 rounds? By round 8, those body shots are going to feel pretty different than it did in the first round. So if those body shots are landing the first 5, 6, 7 rounds, and then he goes for the head, I think that's what I mean when I say it's too much power. That's what I'm talking about. I don't mean one punch knockout because Canelo doesn't do that anymore. But is he going to be able to take it for 8, 10, 12 rounds? Can you guys seriously sit there and tell me that Bud can take that for 12 rounds?
Mm.
I mean,
Okay.
if I ask you like that, can you guys say that? And again, like Chicano 2 said, you're right. It's the ones you don't see. I don't know if Canelo can hit him like that. Bud's too good for that. But
Mm.
it will accumulate over time. The shoulder shots, the bicep shots, couple in the couple of the body, maybe one of the head over 10, 12 rounds. I just don't see it. I just don't see Bud taking out that and winning. I just can't see it.
Okay.
Where was that power in the skull fight though? What happened in the skull fight?
Well, I mean,
How come we didn't land none of that
again,
power?
the styles, I would say the style was different for sure. I don't think Bud fights like Skull. We all know the
No.
blueprint to beat Canelo. It's Bivol. Does Bud fight like Bivol?
Even before that, who else was it? What was his name? Lara. I got Lara beaten. Lara
That was a
beat.
close fight.
If I
Yeah.
go back and watch that fight again, Lara beat Alvarez. I don't
That was
know
a close
how they
fight.
gave that to Canelo. Lara beat his ass.
Damn it.
He has
I
a problem
wouldn't-
cutting off the ring. He does not cut the ring off very well. He is a great counter puncher. He knows how to stalk. He cannot cut. He's got his feet are stuck in the mud. He's got very bad footwork, bro. He's got very
He
bad
go to
footwork.
the
He's
gym,
good at moving his body, but it's all torso. Everything his is from his torso. And he don't get no movement from his feet. It's all torso. So
Mm.
I think Bud's smart enough to implement some stuff where he moves around and catch. I think if Skull would have fought that way and actually threw a jab while he circled out and threw punches while he did that, he beats Alvarez. Alvarez
I think
couldn't
that's
close the
a-
distance. I was like, what's
That's a
going
good
on?
point. That's a good point. If Bud can carry the same footwork from 47 to
Mhm.
whatever he's in away on Saturday, and I mean it's possible.
I mean,
he's a super
Everyone
athlete.
says he's
So
bulking up, but you don't know what this man walked around in his natural weight. Is he bulking up or is he just not eating? He's not shredding down as much. He's not compromising himself. That's the hardest thing in boxing and wrestling is making the weight, bro. Is draining yourself a day and a half before and then having to rehydrate up. Some people don't allow you to get IVs. You can't use all these things to help yourself to get back to that. Or there's rehydration classes, all this stuff. Just boxing's a trip, bro. It's any little thing to where you can get that edge, that extra edge. You know what I mean? I think Canelo's been dirty for a long time. I could show you in Triple G weigh-ins at the first weigh-ins with Triple G. He has HGH marks on his stomach, bro. You could see where he was shooting HGH in his stomach. I'm like, bro, this dude's juiced to the gills. And they talk about he knocked out Kovalev, Crusher. Kovalev, bro, the Crusher was not the Crusher when he fought Canelo. Let's be honest. Andre Ward already destroyed that dude. Andre Ward already laid the blueprint. Is if you go to this dude's body, he's gonna fold like a cheap suit. So he wasn't the killer Crusher when Canelo fought him. Let's stop that right now. Canelo hasn't knocked nobody crazy out. He stopped Plant, but that wasn't no vicious knockout.
Okay, I gotta push back just a little bit on this one, Conrad. Okay, like Crusher Kovalev, well, with a few things that you said, man. Okay, like Kovalev, yeah. Was Kovalev the Kovalev of before? I don't think Andre Ward whooped his ass, dog. I really don't think Andre Ward really whooped Kovalev.
In the second fight, he didn't stop him. He stopped him.
Okay, there was two fights, right? One, I really thought Kovalev won that fight, right?
Mhm.
Okay, the other one, yeah, I get you on that one, but I don't think Andre Ward really put it to him like that. Plus, Kovalev still had successful fights after Canelo. It's not like he retired. No, he still had successful fights after Canelo, and that was at 175. Man, Canelo moved up for that fight. I do give credit to Crawford for beating Spence. Most people don't. They're like, oh man, it's because Spence got in this car accident. But people fail to bring up after that car accident, Spence beat Danny Garcia and he beat Yordenis Ugas. So to just keep on using the car accident as, oh, that's why Crawford won. I'm like, no, Charles, dog, because he fought Ugas and he fought Danny Garcia. If you want to discredit that Danny Garcia is a nobody and neither is Ugas, that's fine. But he still had two successful fights. So I give Crawford that credit, man. Outside of that, when Conrad is saying that, hey, man, why couldn't he do that to Skull? Crawford's not going to win if he does the same thing that Skull did. That's why Skull didn't win, man. So, he's got to do something different.
Man, it's just going to be a banger of a card. This might break some pay-per-view records. Again, the reason I think it's going to break pay-per-view records is you got two names. Alvarez has been heavily criticized from fighting no-namers. I mean, come on, Skull. Calmate, way. Skull's not gonna crack out a T-Mobile arena. So these are two big names. Prime time. It's happening. Mexican Independence Day weekend. I still think the pressure is on Crawford. I get it. Oh, if Alvarez loses, it's this momentum. It's bad. It's Mexican Independence Day. I get that, but he's walking around like it's just another day. Like it's nothing. It's just another foe. It's just another check. And I think he's getting about 3 times the money that Crawford is getting. I think he's getting about 150 million. Imagine 150 million versus 50 million. I still think the pressure is on Bud Crawford. But yeah, if it goes to the later rounds, I don't know. I think you got to come up with some kind of game plan. I don't know if you could really pick the Bivol kind of, because he doesn't have Bivol's what is it called, rhythm. As far as those Russians got a different kind of rhythm when it comes to fighting.
Perfect fight, man. He used his reach, his size, his discipline. Bivol was able to use everything that Bivol had when it comes to reach and the length of his arms and everything. Bivol used it perfectly, man, to beat Canelo.
Pinchy Russians, man. I'm telling you. Cuidado con los pinche Russians, man. They will take you to school, man. But anyways, I'm excited. It's happening on Netflix this Saturday. Big, huge fight. Everyone, the who's who is going to be there. Again, I got Vargas Jr., even though I think the Las Vegas odds, I think they have Walsh winning. But I'm going with Vargas because it's his time at almost 30 years old is do or die.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. At his age, he's got to start making his bones. At his age, I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening. He can still have a couple of good fights and make a little bit of money off his name and everything. I don't see it happen. Do I give him a shot against Walsh? Yes, I do, but I'm not picking him to beat Walsh. I think Walsh is going to stick it to him. These Irish dudes, man. I tell you, man, they don't come to Fighting Irish for nothing, man.
Who's got more knockouts?
Yeah, but okay, but we cannot name anybody that Vargas has fought, man. He's still kind of green in my opinion, man. But
stop.
He's not even the most talented Vargas. His brother's the most talented.
Exactly.
But he's green.
His brother's the more talented.
I don't know about he's green. That's kind of reaching right there.
Well, he okay.
He's green.
I would say this, Mike.
And he's fighting on the co-main event of an Alvarez card on Mexican Independence Day. But he's green.
His name.
That's what's tripping people out. I haven't met anybody that says like, oh yeah, that's a good co-main event.
I was surprised when I saw him be co-main event. I was shocked, but then I said, okay, it's do or die. The spotlight's on him. Can he capitalize? But I was surprised when I saw him there. I was like, what is he doing there? But again, I'm just like, let the boxing gods do what they do.
No, yeah, let it happen. That's fine.
Mhm.
You know what? Going back to the whole green thing, Mikey. When we talk about
That was
his
gotcha right there.
Oh wait, hang on. When we talk about his weight class, 154, he is extremely green because there are killers at that weight class.
Murderers row.
If it were a weak weight class, I would probably say like, okay, you know, if he has to go up against like the Rolly Romeros of the world, I'd be like, all right, let's go ahead, let's handle it, man. But that's just that weight class is deep, man. It is deep and dangerous waters.
Killers.
He doesn't.
Killers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't put him against Rolly Romero. I know you're not counting out Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero has momentum right now. I would not put.
He does. Oh, he does.
I would not put Vargas Jr. on Rolly Romero. I would be like, whoa, slow down. But again, the dad said it takes fighting these no-namers to get the experience you need, because again, they're fast forwarding people to title fights nowadays. I don't know why, you know, these promoters want to rush you in 20 fights and all of a sudden put it because they got a hype train behind it. But can you name anyone else on the card other than those two? Because I know we've only been talking about those two. The rest of the card seems like no-namers.
No, I think the prelims are a little bit weak, but those are prelims. You know, it's supposed to be weak. But no, the Lester Martinez versus Christian and Billy, that I thought that was gonna be the co-main event. That should be really good. As a matter of fact, the winner of that one maybe gets a shot at Canelo if Canelo wins. I don't know. I know the Turk is really high on Hamza Shiraz, so we'll see what happens with that. But Christian and Billy versus Lester Martinez, keep an eye on that one. The Sergey Boacek versus Brandon Adams. I don't know if it's the main event for the prelims or the first
fight on the
for
free card. It's going to be on like the YouTube free fights or something. It's going to be
okay.
free.
So it's the main event.
It's
for
the undercard.
Okay, yeah.
Basically.
The double.
That's going to be a good one though. That's going to be a good fight.
That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one, man. Yeah.
I'm not knowing because I don't know their names. They're no namers. Again, no namers. The name of the game is selling pay-per-views. You know, Alvarez gets criticized for fighting the mandatories. You know, we all want to see, all of us, I think so. I'm speaking in general, but I think we all want to see Alvarez get in the ring with Benavidez before he retires, because I think if he retires sometime in the near future, I don't know how much gas he has in the tank, how many more title fights, but if he retires without getting in the ring against David, it's going to be a stain. It's going to be a forever in the comment section and the internet. Not that that matters. The internet is like fantasy football fake. But again, it'll be like a black eye kind of, because you never face the person that the people wanted you to face. I don't know what it is. I mean, he can't allude to his positives because he's had a positive, even though Dimitro's saying, okay, it was a different time, a different positive. Look, a positive is a positive, man. If it comes up on that restricted list, it's restricted for a reason. Or am I wrong? Oh, it's a diet restriction.
No. It's no. He, like I said, he tested positive. He's tested positive. He's guilty. You know.
Yeah. So again, I'm excited, carnal. No matter where I'm at, if I'm driving or I'm at Summer Nights, I think I'm gonna go. Raider Tommy just asked me for my email to send me some tickets for the concert in LA. If I'm at Summer Nights in LA, they're gonna have the fight over there. If not, anyone with Netflix on their phone is gonna find it. Is gonna be able to see it, man. I can't wait. I got Vargas Jr., but in the main fight with Alvarez, I can't pick.
If you have to, Mikey, you have to pick.
You have to cut off your arm if you don't pick. You got to pick.
Yeah, you have to cut off.
Okay, yeah, if I have to cut off my arm, then I am gonna pick for Alvarez because I have a better chance of keeping my arm. If statistically, I have a better chance of not being RoboCop or whatever you want to call it, Terminator, if I pick Alvarez based on his momentum right now. But man, have you seen all the world champions that are picking Bud Crawford?
Yes.
It's like a list like this.
Yes.
You don't know if they're picking them because it's the homie love, because obviously they're these are people of reputation, former world champions. There's a list of killers that are picking Bud Crawford. They're not pointing out, oh, he's been sat down or he's had bad fights. It's like, look, the time to make that fight is now. It's not one person is past their prime, one person is. No one is talking about that. No one is past the time to make the fight. It's now, and so man, it's hard. But if I had to keep my arm, I would pick Alvarez.
Yeah, most people in the boxing world, professionals are picking Crawford, man. That's yeah, no, I think that's what makes this fight a lot more interesting, because you got a lot of hardcore boxing aficionados, people inside the boxing community, people that are boxing experts that are picking Crawford, man. Most of them by far are picking Crawford. But Mikey, before we wrap it up, brother, what else do we got this Saturday, man, that pertains to a couple of guys on this screen?
Well, we got a couple of YouTube channels that are gonna do watch parties. The Hater World tapped in with me. Lucky Sun Zoo tapped in with me. American Cholo tapped in with me. They might host watch parties because I told them it's gonna be entertaining. We got Mexican Independence Day sparring. That's happening the day of the Canelo fight. It's free. It's for the people. The reason it's free is just to show that we're doing something for the people, man. We are people oriented. We're doing this thing on YouTube. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be chingazos. There's going to be some surprises there. That's going to happen at 1 o'clock. We're going to be in Upland, California. We're going to be in the Inland Empire. There's no fee for admission. If you want to come, Demetrio, you're invited. Cabron, I don't know where you're at. Everyone's invited to come and join the action. We got Loca, the ring girl, Elvia Cadena, national anthem. Gangster Boogie gonna get down. Carnal, I think we're gonna have to work, since you brought in Gangster Boogie, we're gonna have to do a boogie session. Okay, that means a 2-minute, we're gonna have to do like a 2-minute boogie session. Again, just leading up to what we're gonna do and dance in there. So that's free on YouTube on all platforms. It's gonna be on Los Tres Chingones right here. So everyone that's watching right now, I know you're watching on Mile High Hustle. It's gonna be on Mile High Hustle, I believe. I don't want to talk for the man, but it's going to be on Chicano Tube, all platforms. It's going to be a good old time, 1 to 3 o'clock. Get some fun, get some face-offs, some weigh-ins, some smack talking, and get some action. And then from there, make your way. I think a lot of people are really kind of going to go toward the main card than the undercard. But that's what we got going on. It's going to be free for the people. They got watch parties happening, so I can't wait. I'm excited. I mean, I don't know what we're doing still getting in the ring, carnal. We're 40 years old and we're still getting in the ring, and no youngsters are doing it, and everyone's woofing on YouTube, but no one will pull up. But we're pulling up one more time just to prove the doubters wrong. And so I can't wait. So you guys will be able to see that live. Mexican Independence Day. It's in the spirit of Mexican Independence Day is why I chose to do it on that day. Not to, like Mikey, I heard what Mikey said. Oh, I'll be drunk by 3 o'clock. Pinchy Mikey, man. He said he'll be drunk by 3 o'clock. Cabron, come through, Pinchy Mikey TV. David Contreras, everyone's invited. And so we got Mile High Hustle right here, Pro-Am champ right here. He's going to be in there facing off with Snowman. And Snowman recently put out a post that said he's 300-0 in the streets. This is going to be another walk in the park. He put a post out. Go to his Instagram. I'm not making this up.
He's a boxer, bro. Don't believe that for a second. He ain't a street fighter, bro. That boy is a boxer, thoroughbred. I shit you not. That is not a joke. I'm telling you, bro. I know when I see something. I know what I see when I see it. He's got the goods, bro.
So there might be a bluff.
I promise you.
There might be a smoke screen there. There might be a bluff. I don't know. But again, if in all fairness, let's just match up the two heavyweights first, okay? And all that. And I know a Mile High Hustle, when you were working out, you were talking about weight classes. It's funny because in sparring, really in the gym, you do try to match up with weight classes, but really, I mean, I've sparred with light heavyweights, etc. It's just, because again, it's the boxing aspect of it, right? Boxing neutralizes no matter how big you are. People that don't know anything about boxing will see the biggest guy and be like, oh, absolutely, he's going to win. But then next thing you know, he just gets teed off on, or he can't even catch the guy or whatever happens, right? But man, I'm excited. So me and Cholo Trucker will open it up will open it up for the title of the baddest Chicano on YouTube or on the net. And that's all going to build up to the heavyweight clash when Denver, Colorado meets Fontana at Fontana's home. You guys tune in, 1 o'clock Saturday. Los Tres Chingones, Mile High Hustle, and Chicano Tube will be
Go.
live this Saturday.
Comrade, any last words before we wrap it up?
Man, I'm just excited to get in there. Let's see what it is. I don't know how many rounds you guys plan on going. Me and Snowman are gonna have to go similar just to make sure no one's gassed out or gets wore out for the next peleas. You know what I mean? So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to share the ring with all you guys and really test ourselves. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, man. It has nothing to do with. At the end of the day, the one you're really against is the one you look at in the mirror every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one you got to prove everything to. And what I mean? I'm just grateful for you guys that we have brothers that are willing to get in there with you, and there's some of this stress out, man, that we see in this evil world. You know what I mean? Just let some of this stuff out. We're able to have an outlet. We may be in our 40s, and I'm pushing 50, shit. So, hey, but if we could still do it, man, let's go have fun like kids, man. Let's go have fun like some kids. Let's go have some
Demetrio,
fun.
where you at?
I live in Glendale.
Oh, you're in
Glendale.
Arizona.
No, LA, like next to
Los
Pasadena.
Angeles.
Oh,
baby.
you got unless you're working, you got no excuse, cabron.
I am,
Demetrio.
dude. I'm working. I'm off at 4:30. I wish. That's not. I'm gonna watch you guys on YouTube. That's for sure, though. I'm watch.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
I always watch this stuff.
Hey, Mile High. So Crawford or Canelo? Final words. Who takes it?
I got Crawford, brother. I picked Crawford from the beginning. I'm not gonna bet against him. I think either dude can win the fight. Like I said, I just skills pay the bills, my brother, and I see something different when I watch this dude. He's an athlete. He's one of those guys. He just got the will to win. It doesn't matter what you could play that dude at dice, and he's going to tell you he's going to beat you. He's just one of those competitive. He's got a fire burning him, competitive spirit. So I gotta go with him. Do I think Canelo's a bum or not? No, I don't. I think Canelo's probably one of the best fighters of our time. Great fighter, and he's the heir to the throne from Chavez. Bad motherfucker, bro. I can't take nothing away from him. Whether I believe that he did what he did or he didn't, that really doesn't matter. He can only answer that. But usually when these lighter weights, match up with the bigger weights, you look back at Sugar Ray and Hagler. Usually the little guy doesn't do too bad, man. So we know that boxing is the skills pay the bills, man. And I'm gonna just stick with that, and we'll see what happens. I may be eating my words come Sunday, Monday.
All right, Demetrio.
We got Canelo KO 10 roughly, and Inoue KO 10 as well on Sunday.
Yeah, everyone's forgetting about that fight, man. All right, I got Canelo winning, but maybe I have changed my mind. I don't know. We are going to do the Friday show with the guys, so I just want to come on here and drop the link. When it comes to me actually getting into the ring, shout outs to everybody that's get in there. Hopefully we all get a chance to go a few rounds with each other, man. Shout outs to Comrade, Mikey, Snowman, anybody else that shows up that got the corazón to get in there. Win, lose, or draw, let's just go in there and give it everything we got. Vatos Locos forever. Let's go ahead and let's leave it all in there, man. But outside of that, hey, man, we will be. Shouts to all the Chingones. Shouts to everybody on Mile High that came on here to check us out tonight. We will be live here on this channel, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, to get the great analysis from Mike Zavala, the boxing scientist, man. That is Mikey on Chicano Tube, man. Shouts to Conrad from Mile High Hustle. Our boy Demetrio Cholo Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Catch you guys on Friday. You guys have a good one.
Good night.